No.
He doesn't get the ball. The receiver goes all the way over there to the left.
The door, it's Judkins on the door.
Once the quarterback has the ball, he fakes to the left.
Correct snap. He was supposed to pitch it, but didn't and couldn't.
He fakes to the right.
And now he's going to have to throw.
He doesn't fake. He thinks about faking. He pretends to fake.
And he does, and it's incomplete.
Extremely embarrassing. And it's a fireable offense, if you ask me.
And the Titans hold him off.
The NFL, just like my face without facial hair, is ugly, sad, and needs to be covered up by something. Good teams, facial hair, you know, they say facial hair is the makeup in men's society. It makes you look better. But these are your Bonehead Plays of the Week, and I'm your host, Trenton Hill, and you might be watching HillTimeSports. Let's go! The losing fan base of the week goes to the Kansas City Chiefs, who watched Patrick Mahomes throw 3 interceptions and 0 touchdowns. Not only that, their offense was mired with missed field goals, dropped balls, and a Woody slipping into the end zone. But by the end of this game, the Texans were one step ahead, and the fans were 1 foot out the door, making it look like they were hosting the Tennessee Titans there. Speaking of the Tennessee Titans, they are also my losing fan base because they decided to win a game and drop from the number 1 pick to the number 3 pick. So, Titans, good job on the win, but you shouldn't have won this game. Bonehead Play of the Week goes to none other than the team they were playing against, the Cleveland Browns, and Kevin Stefanski, who decided it was a good idea to go for 2. And granted, it's a very good idea when you're down by 2 to go for 2. The problem is how they went about it. Shedeur Sanders had 4 touchdowns in this game, and Stefanski decided to not put him out on the field. Instead, they tried a wildcat formation where Quinshon Judkins threw the ball, earning my noodle arm player of the week because he threw the ball straight into the dirt. An incomplete pass. The Titans win the game 31-29.
Oh, I'm hurt. Oh, my neck, my back, my neck and my back.
The Carson Wentz Award goes to Daniel Jones, and it's not a joke on him. It's just that he shouldn't have been playing with a fractured leg because obviously when you have a broken bone in your leg, the rest of your leg's going to have to compensate for that. But he was the NFL media darling for this year, Indiana Jones. But in a 36-19 ball game, Daniel Jones tore his Achilles, which will now have to have surgery, which he was visibly upset about. You can tell on his face. I feel bad for the guy. He threw his helmet on the floor or on the turf. Riley Leonard tried to fill the shoes, but in just a month, the Colts are now out of the playoffs after being the number 1 seed for most of the season. It's December. I don't think they're going to be able to make it up, but we'll see. The ball droppers of the week. The Kansas City Chiefs, who couldn't hold on to the ball if they had all of Fred Bilenikoff's stick'em stuck on them. They dropped 6 balls, which was the most in a Patrick Mahomes game ever, much to the ire of fans and the jubilance of their detractors. The Chiefs aren't done yet, but they only have a 15% chance of making the playoffs, so they're probably done. The Cincinnati Bengals Award goes to Cowboys linebacker Kenneth Murray, who had all day to take down Jahmyr Gibbs on a little curl route, but was bamboozled, flabbergasted, put on skates, soul taken, whatever analogy you want to use, it happened. He missed a tackle that was so easy, I'm sure a toddler could have made it. Maybe not a toddler, I probably couldn't have made it, but you're paid to tackle the running back, the receiver, whatever it is, and a lot of fans are pissed off and want him benched, which I've seen a lot of the game film, and yeah, he got pushed out of bounds. There was a lot of bad stuff that just happened to Kenneth Murray. And I could give the Old Man of River Award to none other than Matthew Stafford, but I think it's more fitting to give it to a guy with a broken hand. Aaron Rodgers, with the cast on his hand, threw for 284 yards and a touchdown. The reason being that I didn't give it to Stafford is because I know he has 34 touchdowns and he's going to win MVP most likely, but Rodgers was A, injured, B, I will probably never get the chance to give him an award, And plus, this win was a huge win against the Baltimore Ravens, a division opponent, which puts the Steelers in the number 1 spot in the AFC North.
Means maybe you guys will shut the hell up for a week.
Bounce back player of the week, JSN. Last week he barely did anything against the Vikings, but in week 14 against the Atlanta Falcons, JSN had 92 yards and 2 touchdowns. Unfortunately, my fantasy team is now out of the playoffs, so but hey, you win some, you lose some. In a game in the snow against the Bills, Joe Burrow looked blind out there because he tried to throw the ball around a blitzing defender. He didn't know that they can jump and actually catch the ball in the air and go straight into the end zone, which is exactly what Christian Benford did when Burrow attempted that screen pass to Jamar Chase. Seems the rust might still be on old Joey boy, but that may be the dagger for Cincinnati. The not bad enough category goes to the Raiders, who despite losing 24-17 to the Broncos, the Raiders don't own the number 1 pick. Yes, they are the worst team in the NFL because the Titans are starting to click, but the Giants hold the coveted number 1 spot because they just have a worse record and they are injured to all oblivion. The Raiders also get the, hey, at least you tried award. With seconds left on the clock, they sent out Daniel Carlson, who trotted onto the field and kicked a field goal to only lose by 7 points in a game that was already over. It was 24-7 at one point. The Raiders, you're down bad and you have been for 25 years, but hey, there's always next year. The turnover battle losers of the week, the Jets quarterbacks Cook and Tyrod Taylor, who had a whopping 3 interceptions total against the Dolphins, who know a little something about giving away interceptions. Just ask Tua Tagovailoa. But the Dolphins are now 6-7 and have a Lloyd Christmas chance with Mary Swanson to make the playoffs.
So you're telling me there's a chance?
Yeah!
We'll see what happens. I think they have like less than 1% to make it. You've heard of letdowns. I am constantly a letdown to my family. But the Bears this week, who I thought were going to lock up the number 1 seed, lost in a heartbreaker to the Packers, which drops them all the way down to the 7th seed. Perhaps they will make it back when they play the Packers again. Caleb Williams played an okay game in the second half. I think this team is going to get better next year, but hopefully they can get at least the number 2 or 3 seed. That would be pretty cool to see. Maybe the Pope blesses them this week. But these are my dumpster fire awards for the week. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Do you like the new shave job? I don't. I think it looks ridiculous. But maybe next week I'll have facial hair, at least a little bit. But this is HillTimeSports. Don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that bell to see more content. I am very close to 200 subscribers. I only need 100, not 100. What the heck am I talking about? I only need 21 more. So hit that like button and the subscribe. Adios. Stay blessed.